Is wholesaling banned in the state of Virginia? If you listen to anyone on the internet with this new HB 917, some are going to say yes, wholesaling in the state of Virginia is completely banned and you can't do it and it's going everywhere and the end of the world's coming. You speak to other people saying, no, this is confusion. Then you got other people saying, well, this is kind of banned, kind of not. There's a lot of confusion going on in wholesaling real estate. This is urgent breaking news in wholesaling that I have to tell you. Now, just yesterday, the House and Senate passed in the state of Virginia HB 917. Currently, as of this video, is being sent to the governor to sign. I believe it probably is going to get signed by the governor, but just stating right now, as I release this breaking information, it is not the law right now. Some other people will tell you this is what the law is right now, but if you actually read the laws and actually kind of understand how things work, just because the House passed something doesn't mean it's complete law. It has to pass the Senate and then go to the governor. Now, to really share what's going on, because Virginia is a huge state for wholesaling and one of my favorite virtual wholesaling markets, let's kind of do a broad overview, just a really quick checklist of the legalities of wholesaling in every market in the United States. Currently, as they're recording this video, in Nebraska, Kentucky, and Oklahoma, there are some sorts of laws on the public marketing for sale of an equitable interest on a piece of real estate. Now, I don't claim to be a lawyer, and I would recommend you reach out to a lawyer at your title company or in your state about these laws, but you're smart enough where you can actually look them up yourself. Pretty much every title company knows these laws and you can ask them and they can show you what they are. Basically what these laws do is they stop you from publicly marketing your contract for sale. And so an example is if you go lock up a deal and you list it on Facebook or you list it for sale by owner on Zillow and you're actually not the owner. Now, this isn't a law that's too scary for me or something that I'm completely opposed of. Yeah, I probably wouldn't approve of it. For people that are publicly marketing their equitable interest, I personally don't have a problem with it, but I can see where it gets into that realtor, real estate agent category because you're just listing it without any buyer's intentions. And I can see why a law like this gets passed. But let me be very clear. This is not a wholesaling ban. These states do not have a ban on an assignment of contract. In the state of Arizona, there's this disclosure law stating if you are going to be wholesaling a deal, you need to disclose it to the seller. But there's a million loopholes out here, and it's basically as weak as the Miami Dolphins against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, you can get out of it saying you're going to double close or your intention is to double close. It's really a badly written law, but it's badly written on purpose because for them to actually ban wholesaling or ban the assignment of contract, it would never pass, and it's clearly unconstitutional. So if you ever wonder why a lot of these states, when they come with a new law, they never ban the assignment of contract or ban us wholesaling houses, because to ban us from wholesaling real estate, you have to ban people from buying houses without a realtor, which is pretty insane in my mind. Now, let's get back to the one state that does have a law about wholesaling real estate, the only one right now that passed a very long time ago, pretty much. Illinois does have a state law that did get passed, signed by the House, Senate, and the governor, saying that you cannot just do assignment of contracts. It's not actually a wholesaling ban. It's actually a real estate ban, if you really read it, that you can't buy more than 1 or 2 houses or piece of properties a year without using a realtor or being a licensed real estate agent. Now, this is crazy. It's not a wholesaling law. It's written about wholesaling pretty much, but it's an actual law about real estate in general in the state of Illinois. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, and I've done extensive research on this, this law is being broken every single day, and there's not one case of this being enforced in the state of Illinois, because it was written so harshly and so strongly that if a guy owns a pizza shop and he goes to open another pizza shop and he's bought in 2 houses by himself without a realtor, he would get banned. Or if he offered 3 owners of other pizza shops, if he can buy their pizza shop, like the actual property, he would technically go to jail for it. That happens pretty much on a daily basis, right? Guy owns a bookstore and he's offering 3 bookstore guys if they're looking to sell their store. Technically, that breaks that law. It's not enforced, it's never going to be enforced, and frankly, it's unconstitutional. I'm a big fan of a wholesaler trying to wholesale. The state of Illinois says you can't do it, or they slap a fine, and then that case can get given to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court sides on the wholesaler side, and now we have case law protecting wholesaling real estate, because clearly the Constitution says that we are protected from forming and writing contracts ourselves. Now, I've been waiting for years and years for a wholesaler to get prosecuted in the state of Illinois for wholesaling houses. Problem is, there still to this day hasn't been one case of this because they're not really enforcing this at all. The assignment of contract is protected in the United States Constitution. Now, the only case law about this I've read has been about about mortgages because those are contracts and you can adjust the contract sometimes that the state can do it, but not us individuals from forming contracts ourselves. And the Supreme Court has a 6-3 majority. The 6 Supreme Court justices that are in the majority are strict fundamentalists when it comes to the Constitution, and whatever's written in the Constitution, they're going to side with over some new interpretation. So I'm still waiting to this day of one person to get arrested, fined, or attacked from doing an assignment of contracts in a state, because I would be the biggest supporter of bringing that to the Supreme Court and getting some case law to protect wholesaling real estate. We wouldn't have to do this run around guru game about is wholesaling going to be banned or not being banned at all. But it's never been enforced once, so I'm still waiting. Now, I appreciate your patience me talking about that, but this is where we're at wholesaling real estate now. It's important you get educated, because when a new law passes, you can actually understand Zach's rules about how laws work in the United States, and you can form it for your own wholesaling real estate knowledge. So as you clearly seen, most laws that get passed about wholesaling are not about the assignment of contract at all. It's about something about it, not stopping us from forming contracts. Many wholesalers say that wholesaling real estate is banned in certain states when clearly there were just laws that were proposed that never passed. The United States Congress a couple years ago, some crazy congressperson, not gonna say woman or man, proposed that we should ban airplane travel for the environment. Now, does that mean automatically because someone proposed that bill that all airplanes are banned? No, it was proposed and it did not even pass the committee. Now, there are people on YouTube, and this is why I have to say it now, that say that wholesaling real estate is banned, or they make a video saying it's banned in the state when it only got proposed and then the bill didn't pass. One example, HB 301 in Maryland. Many people still believe that in the state of Maryland, the wholesaling real estate is banned because some person in the House proposed it and then it never even passed the committee. So if you look up HB 301, clearly it shows that this bill got redacted from the sponsor because they didn't have the votes to pass it. So fast forward to now, we have a new law and everyone's saying wholesaling is actually banned there. So let's open up the law, let's actually read it, and let's make an informed decision between you and me. Because frankly, I'm getting sick of everyone saying that wholesaling is banned here or banned there. Let's read the real law. So opening up HB 917, I'm going to read the full text here that just got passed yesterday from the Senate. Now, I want to be correct here. There's also a Senate bill called SB 358 that's actually identical to HB 917. I don't think you're an idiot, so I'm not leaving out information for you. I'm actually clearly showing you this because this is the only video on the internet that actually shows what's really going on here. Now, when you read both of these are the same and identical, so I'm not just favoring one over the other or ignoring one. So if you look at line item 276, sells or offers to sell, buys, or offers to buy, negotiates, or otherwise deals in real estate contracts, including assignable contracts on 2 or more occasions in any 12-month period. Now, this is written really confusing and there's a lot of run-on sentences here, but really to make this a lot more simple for us to understand here, anyone who sells or offers to sell, someone who offers to buy, or someone who negotiates real estate contracts has to be a broker if they're doing it on more than one occasion in a 12-month period. The line after that is the biggest change we have to talk about here. Line item 280, for compensation or valuable consideration. Now, a simple definition, if we go to the impact statement for this law, clearly just changes how any individual or business entity who sells or offers to sell, buys or offers to buy, negotiates, or otherwise deal in real estate contracts, including assignment of contracts on 2 or more occasions in any 12-month period for compensation or valuable consideration. So basically, if you are doing wholesaling for money or a valuable consideration, or you're getting paid to sell a contract, if you're doing more than one a year, you have to be licensed. Now, this sounds scary, but it was written in a way where there's loopholes and you can get around it easy. This is a law about contracts, not about real estate, which is very clearly different, because a blanket ban on buying houses can never be passed in the state of Virginia. So technically with this law, we can do unlimited assignment of contracts if we just don't get paid to do it, which means I can assign my deal to a buyer and I don't get paid any money for it, which is legal to do. I can do an unlimited amount of those every single year. Now, the problem is if I get paid for it. So what does this mean and what can we do about it? Well, number one, we can just get a real estate license, have a broker daddy, when I mean broker daddy, it's like having a dad or another boss. You have a broker. They get a cut of your assignment fees, which is just taxation times 4. They tell you what to do. They tell you how to wholesale, and they basically tell you what you need to do. And the worst part about having a real estate license is you are getting discriminated against. They discriminate based on your education. They discriminate based on your past, and they discriminate based on your age. As somebody that did his first wholesaling deal at 17 years old, I have a big problem about this. I believe wholesaling real estate in the United States of America is founded on the principles of no discrimination. How anyone at any age can become successful by working hard. So no, I do not think you should spend thousands of dollars to become a licensed real estate agent just to wholesale real estate. That's really stupid. What you should do instead here is just wholesale like regular with some changes. So let's do some examples. Some theoreticals, if you will. You can do unlimited assignment of contracts to your cash buyer like usual. You're just not going to get paid for it. The assignment of contracts the same. You just don't have any money exchanged for you assigning that contract. Now, I'm not a lawyer. Do not quote me. You speak to your own lawyer or speak to someone at a title company. There's other ways to skin the cat. Maybe, for example, you instead become a JV partner for the person that is getting the contract that you're assigning to. Maybe you get a split of the profits on the house flipping or split on the first month's rent. Maybe you become a partner with that transaction. Maybe it's a flat fee partnership, but maybe you don't get paid for the contract in Virginia. You get paid on the profits that the person you signed the contract to does on that piece of real estate, because you're technically not selling the contract anymore. You're just assigning it. I'm not telling you to go circumvent this rule just to do that, but there are ways you can do this. For example, if I sign my deal to somebody and they decide that they're going to buy the real estate, they're going to flip the house and make a $60,000 profit. Maybe I get a certain percentage of those profits for finding the person the deal. Maybe I get a certain amount of the profits from the guy, not from just buying the contract, but maybe because I'm a good partner with him and he chooses to be my partner. Also, another clear one is you can just double close the deal, right? You can buy it yourself and then sell it and then sell the deal the same day or the same hour to the cash buyer, because technically you can legally do this no problem. I mean, this is pretty much how any law happens, right? You can double close if they make a law on real estate wholesaling, because to stop the double closings from happening, you have to ban people buying real estate. And let's think of some of my favorite people in the state of Virginia: Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, James Madison. These are all founding fathers in the United States of America that bought real estate, built real estate, and sold real estate without a real estate license. I consider these men to be founding fathers and great people in the United States history. Now, they're not perfect individuals, and I clearly know that, but they are founding fathers and instrumental for the state of Virginia and the United States of America. So these people were buying and selling real estate without a real estate license, and they wrote the Constitution. Who do you think the Supreme Court's going to side with here? It's a very clear answer. So the answer here is not more regulation or panic about, oh, the world's ending. No, this is an opportunity. A lot of the people that listen to wholesaling real estate influencers that say wholesaling's banned in Virginia, those people are just going to stop in Virginia altogether and not wholesale there because they're scared and they don't know how to get around this law. You, as a smart wholesaler, can just learn exactly how to be a little smarter with your transactions and work with a title company and a lawyer, and you can do a lot more deals. This is going to bring down saturation from these TikTok wholesalers that listen to some weird people on the internet about wholesaling, and you can make a ton of profits. If you live in the state of Virginia, and especially Richmond or the Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area, this is one of the best opportunities you have in wholesaling real estate. Less saturation and more wholesaling real estate deals for you. Now, if you can find me one instance of somebody getting attacked from a local government for doing wholesaling real estate in the assignment of contract, please let me know, and please make me the first person you talk to. I would love to bring this to the Supreme Court and actually get some case law around wholesaling real estate. This is a small industry compared to the trillions of dollars being transacted in the United States of America every year. So the faster we can get this done and get some case law, the more protected we can have in wholesaling, and the less wholesaling banned videos I have to make. This is my personal call to everybody watching this. I love this business and I want to keep it protected. I want to keep the regulators out of this business because regulation and government laws usually make things a lot worse. As somebody that made a ton of money at 17 years old wholesaling real estate, I want to give 17 and 18-year-olds the same opportunity I had in this industry. But the first part about this is actually being educated. There's so many confusing and conflicting statements about, is wholesaling legal here or wholesaling legal there? Read the laws for yourself. I truly believe you're a smart person and you can do it. If you want to actually get some education on the laws of wholesaling real estate, or heck, how this business really works, go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.